You recording? Wow. Good morning, guys. Happy Friday. It is currently, God, it took me 10 minutes to film the last video. 20 to 7. Still a pretty early day for me. You know, you're all probably gonna be like, why are you up so fucking early? But more on that in my next video that I'm going to post, because that's going to be a week-long thing. I just thought today I would talk a little bit about something that's been going around YouTube for a length of time. There's so many videos on it. It is indeed the law of attraction and manifesting and visualization. And I just decided I wanted to do a little bit of a video on it because over the past week even, I've become really inspired and really motivated. Like yesterday when I was speaking to my friend, at a social distance, yes, about what I was reading and about the law of attraction and about how, you know, my friend was kind of skeptical what kind of counts as law of attraction, what doesn't. And yeah, currently I've been reading like this book. It's The Source, Dr. Tara Swart. I got it on Amazon. Before this book, I didn't really know a lot about the law of attraction. And I decided I was just gonna I just thought I was gonna type it into YouTube and see what the crack was, because all I was really seeing was all of these people like, my dream came true, like holding up their vision board, all of them like Oprah Winfrey style. And obviously I was like, yeah, I want that, but I can see why it does lead to a lot of like skepticism. But in this book, actually, it talks to you about the more neurological side of it, and how it does make sense and how it does kind of like, I understand why it does work. And so I think it has been about a week now, but from reading this book, I have started my little manifestation journal. It's also filled with loads of logs and loads of exercises that this book tells me to do. But yeah, I would say like I definitely believe in it, absolutely. And I'm gonna go into why just now. Whoa, that's quite nice. Anyway, I'm gonna be talking about 3 mini topics about the law of attraction and kind of the science behind it, you know, how it does see yourself to working, and how methods like scripting and, you know, general manifesting and keeping a journal does tend to help with getting what you want, which is what all of us want. So I'm gonna keep this short and sweet, and yeah, just tell you some things that I found really interesting. So, as you know, we've all seen, you know, all the videos where people are just scripting like, dear universe, thank you for, and then write about things like they have them already. You know, that was one of the first search results that came into YouTube when I looked it up. And yeah, like it did make me a little bit skeptical. But on further reading, you can see that scripting aids itself basically to visualizing in your head what you want. It's about stating clearly what you want, making it really clear to you, because if you know these things, these ideas are just floating about in your head, they do tend to be a bit more ambiguous. You tend to think of them a lot less. They're kind of just an afterthought or a subconscious thought. And what we are aiming to do through scripting is to try to bring that fantasy to focus and trying to make you more confident and secure in that fantasy, because the more you think about it, the more comfortable you become thinking about this idea and thinking about this way of living. And another very important aspect of manifesting as well is the whole visualization side of it. So to write something down every day, most days, or a vision board is helping you visualize it all in the head. Just imagining something can also deliver the same mental and physical benefits as actually doing something. That's crazy, I know. But it's true, and it's something that definitely does make sense when you do read into it. A clear example of this, they did medical examples to kind of prove this theory, because it shows the same part of the brain being exercised in MRI scans, which is incredible. They've done tests on people when they're in a coma, and when doctors ask them to move out of the room or something, they can see parts of the brain light up, and in their head they are moving out of the room. So it does light up the same part of the brain, if that makes sense. Another clear example of this is they did a test in the Cleveland Clinic of Ohio. And basically they got two groups to test the muscle mass. They were training on these two test groups to see how visualization impacts the brain and impacts the body as well. So they had these two groups, and the first group were trained to do these exercises for the finger. And this went on for like 12 weeks, like these finger exercises. So I suppose they were just doing this, I don't know. But the other group were told to visualize doing that exercise. So not to actually do it, but just to visualize doing it. And after the 12 weeks, they found that the first group who had actually done the exercise increased by a lot. They increased by 53%. The group who had visualized doing the actions actually increased by 35%, which is incredible considering they didn't actually do any physical exercise. Now you can see the importance of visualization. You can kind of start to make sense of why the scripting and stuff works, you know? But Saffy, I mean, I guess you could say, oh, well, you know, I mean, it makes sense because you're in control of that. But what if I wanted something that isn't in my control? How could that possibly work? You know, when you're like, thank you, universe, for like the amazing red Volvo or something. It's always a red Volvo. You should also bear in mind, whilst writing in your scripting journal, selective attention. All day, every day, our brains are taking in all the information in the world, draining in the facts, and just processing every bit of information. What selective attention does is bring the smaller bits of information that you wrote during scripting to light that you might not have recognized before. So any kind of opportunity tends to go over your head if it's so far-fetched and it's so ambiguous and you don't really know it. But if you're writing or scripting all day, every day, it tends to make the link in your head when you say something that's just been on a Facebook post or something, and you're like, oh, there's a experiment in 1998 by the famous psychologists David Levin and Daniel Simmons, and the experiment was entitled Door. So what happened was, one of the psychologists was, you know, they were like the little test dummy, and they went round and they asked strangers, you know, where to find something, and gave them a map, like, you know, can you please tell me where the supermarket is or something, and handed them over a map. In the time that the stranger was looking at the map, someone walked past with a full door, like a full door screen between them. In that moment, the guy, you know, the test dummy guy, swapped. Like, it was a completely different person standing in front of the stranger by the time the door had passed. On average, about 70% of people did not recognize that the person standing in front of them was completely different, a complete stranger, because we focus so much on the map that we value the person as not important, and so filter them out. You know, our minds are that powerful in just blocking stuff off. It does make sense that if you're writing and if you're scripting and if you're fully invested and motivated and determined to do something, these kind of, you know, your brain works in the way which is like, oh, this is going to appeal to you, this is going to appeal to you. Yeah, and in this book it just states, like, it's not magic. It's just that you were able to see the possibilities to move forward with your dreams in a way that your brain was hiding from you previously. That, my friends, is the law of attraction. That is why it just makes utter sense to me, and I'm practicing my little journey on being more spiritual, practicing my goals, trying to get what I want in life. And yeah, I thought I'd end this little mini video by just scripting out what I'm going to do for the day. There we go. That looks aesthetically pleasing. So I just entitle it like manifesting, just so I can decide between the different segments. So I basically start each post with like, thank you, universe, because I'm grateful. I'm grateful for everything that's going on, and I'm grateful for everything that I'm going to achieve and get myself. So I'm going to write that. Thank you for everything that I have achieved. And then, thank you. Wait. And then, like, just always use positive connotations, positive stuff. You are blessed. You are so thankful for everything that is coming, and it's great. And you want to write it down. So I do write it down like I've got it already. So I'm gonna say, I'm so happy I completed my to-do list for today. And have succeeded artistically because I paint. Through fitness as well, because you know, it's been a while since I've been to the gym. And yeah, so you know, you don't even have to write anything that deep. But in saying that, in writing that I've like just scripted just now, I can imagine the success of finishing the day, ticking off everything in my to-do list and feeling really happy, and it does drive you to go get that. And then at the end, you want to sign my name, XOXO, because I think I'm Gossip Girl. And yeah, like, it could not be simpler. You know, it doesn't have to be deep. And it's really interesting. I think I might start a mini-series just as and when I'm doing it, and talk to you a bit more about vision boards as well. I think they really help for if you don't know what you want in life, because, you know, there's a lot of videos as well saying, oh, just write down your life plan. And even like, I don't know my life plan, but I know what I'm attracted to and what I do definitely want to see in my future life. So it is important to pinpoint that, get it down, and then you start seeing opportunities come to you, and it's just fantastic. So yeah, that's about it for today. I'm Saffy Blanc, and if you're interested in seeing more of these kind of videos, make sure to subscribe, talk about in the comments about what you think is the law of attraction, and yeah. Okay, take care guys, love you, love you, love you.